Hey guys, welcome back to Matthew Vinyl. In today's video, I'll be showing my Peter and Gordon vinyl collection. I'll be starting with the LPs and then I'll be going into the EPs and singles after that. Now the first LP we have in this video is their debut LP called Peter and Gordon. This is a British release from 1964 and there's some good songs in it. Of course, it does include the hit A Road Without Love. Here is the Columbia label, that's side 1 there. And then here is side 2. My favourite song from this LP is definitely 500 Miles. It's an absolutely fantastic cover. And next up we have their debut LP from the USA. It is A Road Without Love. And it does have pretty much the exact same songs as the British release, but obviously a few cut off because the Americans had less songs on their LPs compared to how they did in the UK. And now we have the US LP I Don't Want to See You Again, which includes the hit song. This is a US Capitol release from 1964 again, if you're interested in the label. In my opinion, Peter and Gordon, their Capitol albums are actually the main ones really. They actually had more albums released in America compared to how they did in Britain. Next up we have the Peter and Gordon self-titled LP from the USA, of course, on Capitol. This is a fantastic album. My favourite songs off this LP would be the hit single I Go to Pieces. It also includes some great songs such as If You Wish, All Shook Up, What You Gonna Do About It, Good Morning Blues, and Someone Ain't Right, and of course Mr. Blues. And now staying with the same LP, I had the UK export copy. Of course, this album was not released in Britain, but it was pressed here for export, and these export pressings can be quite rare. If you are familiar with the Beatles, of course, their export pressings are very expensive. EMI did release a lot of their artists for export, and so this is one of them. That's the label there, that's side 1. And then here is side 2. Now the main way to tell what an export pressing is by the catalog number. For example, for Columbia, it is SCXC. While for a regular Columbia release, it would be 33SX. Next up, we have Peter and Gordon's LP, Hurtin' and Lovin'. Of course, named after their pen song. This has some absolutely fantastic covers and some really good originals too. Now, some of my favourite songs off this LP would definitely be Don't Pity Me, What You Gonna Do About It, Crying in the Rain, Hurtin' Is Lovin', Someone Ain't Right, and All Shook Up. Again, that is the back cover there, just so you can have a little look. Now we have the other self-titled LP. It is Peter and Gordon. Now this is an Australian release. This is the 1969 Australian reissue. That is the label there for side 1. And then here is side 2. Of course, this LP does include the hit Woman, but this copy does have a different version. I'm not sure if it's the same for the UK versions, but on my Australian copy here, it does have another mix of Woman, which is very interesting to hear. It's almost like a different take. Another great song off this LP is definitely I Know a Man. That song is absolutely fantastic. It also includes Black, Brown and Gold, another fantastic song. It also does include a fantastic B-side called Morning's Calling, which was the B-side to Lady Godiva. It does have their cover of Baby I'm Yours as well, and it finishes on a fantastic cover of Simon and Garfunkel's Homeward Bound. Next up, I have a US copy of True Love Ways. Of course, this album does include a lot of songs that were featured on the last 2 LPs that I've shown. That is the track list in there. Hopefully you can read that fine. If not, feel free to pause. Now we have the Peter and Gordon Woman LP on Capitol, released in America, of course. It does include, of course, the hit song Woman. My copy does have the original shrink wrap still. It is missing half of it, but I still have some of it at least. It does include their vocal performance of Green Leaves of Summer, which is a fantastic song. Now we have the best of Peter and Gordon, released in the mid-60s by Capitol, of course. It is what you expect. It has all their big hits up to that point. Now we have Peter and Gordon sing and play the hits of Nashville, Tennessee. Now this isn't one of my favourite Peter and Gordon releases. The only song that I do like on here is their cover of Memphis, which is a fantastic cover. But apart from that, it is one of my favourites. And now we have the Lady Godiva LP, of course, with the hit song Lady Godiva. It does include their cover of A Taste of Honey and their Beatles cover of If I Fell, and it is definitely not as good as the original. It's probably one of the worst Peter and Gordon songs there is. But yeah, I don't want to take any negatives from this. It does have some fantastic covers in here, and it does include that Morning's Calling, which I mentioned earlier. Next up, we have A Night in Rusty Armor. This does include some really good songs, such as the name that the album is named after, A Night in Rusty Armor. It also includes To Show I Love You, which is a fantastic song. It also has The Flower Lady, another great song, and Baby, What You Want Me to Do, Homeward Bound, and A Young Girl of 16. Those songs are really good. My favourite song is definitely Baby, What You Want Me to Do. Their cover is absolutely fantastic. If you haven't heard it, definitely give it a listen. It is amazing. And now we have Peter and Gordon in London for Tea. I like the cover, but however, the songs for me aren't my favourite. It does include the song Sunday for Tea, which is one of my favourite songs by Peter and Gordon. And it does have their cover of Goodbye My Love, which is another fantastic cover. However, the rest of this album is not my favourite. And now we have a Canadian copy of Hot, Cold and Custard. This is one LP that I haven't played too much, but my favourite song is definitely Uncle Heartin. That is my favourite Peter and Gordon song. It is amazing. This album is a bit psychedelic, and it is a bit of like a weird folk pop psychedelic type album, but it is quite decent. Now for the final LP in this video, we have the Best of Peter and Gordon UK release, released by EMI in the 1970s. That is the track list in there. And now for the next part of this video, we'll be doing my EPs and singles. Now the first EP we have is Peter and Gordon, the songs from the film Just For You. It does include those songs there. Here is the EMI Columbia label. It does also advertise the LP Peter and Gordon right there, which is quite interesting to see. Next up we have the Nobody I Know EP, which has 4 absolutely amazing songs. Now weirdly, and I've never understood why, but for Lucille, of course, that is the Little Richard song that they covered. I don't know why, but it always credited to Donaldson. If you have any information why he was credited, please let me know that down below in the comments. I would love to know. Next up, we have the singles. Now, I've got this put into 2 parts. This first part is going to be my UK releases, and the next part will be my international releases. Starting off, we have the hit single, All Without Love, backed with a great B-side of If I Were You. And now we have Nobody I Know, backed by You Don't Have to Tell Me. Next up, we have True Love Ways, backed by If You Wish, another fantastic B-side. Now we have To Know You Is To Love You, backed with another amazing B-side. It is I Told You So, a fantastic song. Now we have Baby I'm Yours, backed with When the Black of Your Eyes Turn to Grey. Now we have To Show I Love You, a great song, backed with an even better song of Don't Pity Me. And we have Night in Rusty Armour, backed with The Flower Lady. As I mentioned earlier, The Flower Lady is a great song. Now we have Sunday for Tea, backed by Start Trying Someone Else. And we have this single from the 1970s, and has True Love Ways, Lady Godiva, and Someone Ain't Right. And mine is a promo copy, and as you can see there. Unfortunately, during post, my copy was actually cracked. You can see right there. It does still play, however, it does have a huge pop sound whilst it's playing. And now we have my international singles. Starting again with World Without Love, this is a South African release, and it's backed, of course, with If I Were You. Now we have I Don't Want to See You Again, backed with I Would Buy You Presents. This is a US release on Capitol, of course, and that is the labels there. And now we have I Don't Want to See You Again, backed with I Would Buy You Presents. And now this is an Indian release, and it is got the original Indian sleeve here as well, and it's very cool to have this. And the record is in pretty much near mint condition, maybe very good plus, but very close to near mint. And now we have the US Starline release of I Go to Pieces, backed with Love Me Baby. Now we have an Irish release of True Love Ways, and of course it is backed with If You Wish. Now going back to the US, we have a copy of Don't Pity Me, and it is backed with Crying in the Rain. And we have a US copy of Woman, backed with Wrong From the Start. And now we have a record from a country that does not exist anymore. This is from Rhodesia, and this is Lady Godiva, backed with Morning's Calling. And staying with that release, we have the New Zealand copy, so again, Lady Godiva and Morning's Calling. And now we have a Canadian copy of A Night in Rusty Armour, backed with The Flower Lady. And now the final record in this video, we have Sunday for Tea, backed with Hurtin' Is Lovin', and this is from Canada. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. That's the end of this video. If there's any other artists in my collection that you'd like to see, please put them down in the comments below, and I'll make that video hopefully soon. Thanks for watching, please like, subscribe, and peace.